lecture of deductions from total income, gross total income. We have almost covered all the deductions, if you remember. Yes. Okay. Quickly we will revise. ATC. Give me limits and all of that, or some other examples of ATC. 1,50,000. 80 triple C. What is it? Pension fund. Which one? Non-government. Or approved pension fund, non-government limit is what? 1.5 lakh. Then it is CCD, contribution to NPS. It is CCD 1, then 1B and 2. Correct? Then ATCCE is cumulative limit of 1.5 lakhs for ATC, ATCC and ATCCD 1. Then after C we have what? D. D is what? Medical premium, 25,000, 50,000 and all of that. Then we have what? ATDDB we have. ATDDB. Specified business, not specified business, specified disease. Yes, no? As well as maintenance, is there something? Okay, what is DDB? For certain disease or ailment. Actual expenditure, no? Correct? Fine. Then whatever actual expenditure of 40,000, whichever is less, and for senior citizen, it is 1 lakh. Or obviously, resident senior citizen. In case of ATDDB is done, ATDD, amount paid for medical treatment of person with disability. Respective means? Irrespective of expenditure. Yes. It is common. Irrespective of actual expenditure. Regular disability 75,000, severe disability 1,25,000. Then under ATDD also there was one point that you can just contribute to a fund for maintenance of dependent disabled. Correct? For that also can get deduction. ATU is for what? Again, medical expenditure for disabled person. Yes. Then ATE we have education loan interest. Ceiling limit. Ceiling limit ATE. There is no ceiling limit for ATE. Fine. ATEE. Loan taken for SOP when? Which year? PY 16, 17. Conditions. HP. SDV how much? SDV is less than 50 lakhs. Loan amount is less than 35 lakhs. Then what will be allowed as deduction? Interest or principal? Interest, because principal is already allowed in ATC. ATEE is more over and above 24B. Remember? Okay. How much deduction can we take in ATEE? 2 lakhs? Yes or no? 2 lakhs, no? Or 50,000? 50,000 is allowed under section ATEE. Then ATEEA. New again, ATEE is again, you can say, reintroduced for newer again benefits. In that case, property taken, loan taken between, loan sanctioned between 19-20, SDV of HP less than 45 lakhs, loan taken less than, loan limit is not there, no? Nothing was there, okay. In that case, reduction of interest up to how much? 1,50,000 over and above 24B. 24B limit we have understood 2 lakhs because in both the cases it will be SOP property. ATEEB for electric vehicle loan taken, interest repaid. What is the period of this offer is valid? 1/4/19 to 31/3/21? 23. Okay. In that case, whenever if you have taken the loan between this period, whatever interest you are repaying, that will be allowed as deduction till the repayment of the loan. Again, do you see any limit? Yes. 1,50,000. Big amount. Then ATG is already done. How many categories? Types of recipients? 4. Category 1, 2, 3, 4. Category 1, 100% without limit. Category 2, 50% without limit. Category 3, 100% of restricted amount. And category 4, 50% of restricted amount. Okay, and that depends on the names which are mentioned in all the categories. Public charitable trust will fall in which category? 4. Very good. How do we calculate the limits? We calculate first adjusted total income. How do we arrive at ATI? From GTI. From GTI minus long-term capital gain, short-term capital gain of under 11A, casual income, and other deductions of chapter 6A. Yes or no? Then you are at ATI. ATI is 10% is the upper limit of deduction. This limit is applicable for which categories? 1, 2, 3, 4. Which one? Only 3 and 4. Very good. Then we check this amount 10% of ATI and then actual total contributions. Yes or no? From the actual total contribution, first we give amount to 100% of correct category 3, 100% of restricted amount. Then now whatever is balance from the balance we give now to the 50%. Will you take the entire balance now? Balance is 50% you will give for category 4. GG is for rent paid. Who can claim this benefit? Other than the person claiming benefit under HRA. So GG deduction amount is how much? Least of the following. Rent paid in excess of 10% of GTI, no? Total income. The total income, sorry. Then 25% of total income and rupees 5,000 per month, that is 12,000. Yes? What did I say? 5,000 per month, that is 60,000. Okay. Okay. 60,000. Total income is against GTI minus all of the other deductions. Okay. GGA, scientific and rural development deduction. How much? No. There is no limit given to us, no monetary limit. But if your cash amount is allowed up to rupees 10,000. Then political parties or electoral trust. GGB is for company. GGC is not for company. We are talking about the donors, correct? Again, is there a limit how to be paid? No. But again, it cannot be in cash. Yes, at all. At all. Then EDTTA is for what? Savings account interest earned back from bank, post office or cooperative banks. Deduction amount up to rupees 10,000 per year. EDTB is for resident senior citizen earning any interest income including savings and FD or even RD for that matter. Total deduction up to rupees. It is again up to rupees 50,000. Yes or no? Highlight the point up to. At times even ICAI material, somewhere they have directly taken rupees 50,000, even if they have not earned that 50,000, that is wrong. Deduction is up to rupees 50,000. Yes? Done? Okay. JJAA. Pay attention. First of all, JJE is very small. Deduction in respect of profits from business of processing biodegradable waste. Where have we seen this word before? This business. Activities of biodegradable something. Scientific research. Yes, section 35 we have. And then again the expenditure we get 150% of deduction if you remember. Yes. So the business is what? Processing biodegradable waste. Is it a good thing or a bad thing? Very good thing, cleaning of the society. Okay. Deduction is allowed to assessee if he derives any profit and gains derived from the business of check, collecting, processing, treating biodegradable waste for generating power, producing biofertilizers, biopesticides or other biological agents, for producing biogas. This is all little bit natural, correct? And making pellets or briquettes for fuel or organic matter, whatever this that product particular might be. This person, if the assessee, if he earns profit from doing any of that business, he can claim some deduction. Check how much. 100% of profits for a period of 5 consecutive previous years, beginning with the PY in which such business commences. Correct? Again, so 18 JJA is based on expenditure or income. It is expenditure based deduction or income based deduction? It is income based deduction. What deduction you are getting for? Profit, not for expenditure. Whatever is a debit to your PL is not, you are not getting deduction for the same. Whatever is the net profit, you are getting deduction for the profit. Are there any other deductions you know where you can get based on income? Deductions based on income. Check page 1 of the chapter. IA, IAC, IAB, IB, P, then the northeastern states and all that. SEZ units, correct. So all those deductions were based on income, correct? So how much deduction we get? 100% of profit. Got it everyone? For first 5 years. Deduction under section 80 JJA is not available unless it is claimed in the return of income. That means obviously you have to file income tax return for claiming the deduction. It is not automatic. Okay. Next one. Important. Big and important. JJAA. Deduction for employment of new employees. Employment of new employees. That means you are increasing the labor force. You are increasing the number of employees. Yes or no? In this right now case, the assessee is employer or employee? Employer. The employer will get deduction for hiring more employees. So this is encouragement of employment, basically. Simple. Okay, check. Where the GTI of an assessee to whom section 44AB applies. 44AB. Tax audit, yes. When tax audit is applicable, you can write down wherever you have that reference so that you are not confused. But you should always know which section is what section. When is tax audit applicable? Regular cases. Turnover is more than 100 crores. 1 crore. In case of business. In case of profession, 50 lakhs. Okay? Includes any PGBP direct from the business. There shall be allowed reduction of an amount equal to 30% of additional employee cost. That means an assessee to whom tax audit is applicable can claim deduction for hiring any additional employees. Now obviously we are talking of additional employees. That means, let us say, for the sake of example, whatever was your employee strength on 31/3, let us say 19. Yes, you will have to, obviously there has to be increase or not. There has to be some increase from this point. So from this point, whatever employee you are hiring in that particular year, are you following everyone? During this period, that is your additional employee cost. Understood? Of that means whatever salary you are paying to them, all the details calculation are there. So whatever is the additional cost to you, that means the salary you are paying, of that 30% will be allowed as deduction. Are you following everyone? Check. Incurred in the course of such business in the PY for 3 AY, including the AY relevant to the PY in which such employment is provided. That means you will get deduction for at least, or rather consecutively, 3 years. Emoluments. Where have we again heard this word before? Emoluments. In salary again, it means something extra or something different than your regular income. Emoluments means any sum paid or payable to an employee, in lieu of his employment by whatever name called. That means whatever amount is paid by employer to employee, that will be termed as emoluments, but does not include. That means for the sake of calculation something, you will exclude these amounts. What are those? Any contribution paid or payable by an employer to any pension fund. That means whose contribution? Employer's contribution to PF, Provident Fund, or any other fund for the benefit of employee. That will not be considered under salary. And any lump sum payment paid or payable to any employee at the time of termination of his service. What do we call it as? Somebody said retrenchment compensation. Correct. Good. At the time of termination. Okay. Or even your superannuation or even voluntary retirement such as gratuity, severance pay. You understand the meaning of this word, severance? loss. Severance, okay, but only the word severance. Your SOGA, Sale of Goods Act, had that definition? No, it was, I think, a simple words. Trees, plants are not in the definition of Sale of Goods Act, no? Unless they are severed from the separated. Severed means cut or separated. Head is severed. That is how they used to say. Okay, severed means cut off. That means if that again same thing. In the case of termination, some amount is paid to him. Usually they have that for you if you are removing someone, so next 3 months, 5 months, you will still pay him. Okay. Leave encashment. Remember leave encashment. Again on the time of retirement, or you can say employment is over, you are paying him. Voluntary retirement benefits, commutation of pension, and the like. Something to simply understand. These are all big or small payments. Big payments. Yeah, big payments. So that is not considered under your additional employee cost. Understood? Next one. Additional employee cost means total amounts paid or payable to additional employees employed in the PY. Okay. In case of any existing business, additional employee cost shall be nil if there is no increase in the number of employees from the total number of employees employed as on the last day of the PY. So there has to be an increase compared to what? Last day of the earlier PY. Emoluments are paid otherwise shall be nil again. If, what will happen? If they are paid otherwise than by account paying check or draft or by using ECS through a bank account. That means cash payments will not be considered towards the cost. Okay, these are approved payments. Are you following or no? That means your daily laborers, tell me daily laborers, you understand? Daily laborers, you are hiring them on casual basis. Will they be part of this? No. Maybe not. Again, we have 4 more conditions, but here I think we are talking about mode of payment. So this is also very important. So there has to be increase first of all, and secondly only through authorized mode of payment. Next one. Additional employee means an employee who has been employed during the PY and whose employment has the effect of increasing total number of employees employed by the employer as on the last day of the preceding year. Okay, that means as on the last day of the earlier PY. From there, whoever you will add, it should have an effect of increasing from that number. It will be considered as additional employee. Fine, but does not include. Very important. That means those employees itself who will not be considered in this additional cost, which an employee whose total emoluments are more than rupees 25,000 per month. That means you can see a little bit higher level of employees are not considered. Lower level of employees. Okay. Or an employee for whom the entire contribution is paid by government under Employees Pension Scheme notified in accordance with the provisions of Employees Provident Funds and Miscellaneous Provisions Act. You can in a way oversay here they are government employees, because for government employee the government will contribute in the fund. Okay, so if the government is contributing in the fund for the behalf of employee, those employees are not counted for the calculation. Fine till here? Next one. Both of them are important. Check. An employee employed for a period of less than 240 days. 240 days. 240 divided by 30. How much? Almost 7? 8. No, exactly 8 months. He should be employed for at least 8 months during the PY. Check. An employee employed for a period of less than 240 days will be not considered. Yes, during the PY. But if the assessee is in the business of manufacturing apparel means wearing, footwear, or even your leather products, less than 150 days during the PY. That means if at all you analyze this sentence, where is the employee, you can say, turnover higher? In which industry you think is turnover higher? Regular industry or apparel industry? Apparel industry. That means that's why they are given some little bit more concession. What is the concession? That even if they stay with you for at least 150 days, they will be counted towards the calculation. but for regular industry at least 240 days. Simply now tell me, if an employee is hired in the month of December, can we consider him for calculation? Why no? Why no? Your answer is correct. Why? Because you will not be able to satisfy even your this 150 as well as 240 days. It is something like depreciation, no? Less than and more than. Are you following or no? That's why I asked you 240 days means what? At least 8 months, or you can say 8 months. Understood here? Yes? Then an employee who does not participate in a recognized, underline the word again, recognized provident fund. So point number A, B, C, D, those many employees are not counted towards additional employees. Okay. No deduction shall be allowed if the business is formed by splitting or reconstruction of any existing business, etc. Section 33B, or a business is acquired by assessee by way of transfer from any other person or as a result of any business reorganization. So because of any business reorganization, the benefit will not be given. And assessee furnishes along with the return of income the report of the accountant. Accountant means you can say chartered accountants or any authorized person. Understood a little bit here? How much will allow deduction? What is the amount of deduction? 30% of total employee additional cost. Yes, everyone? Okay. For a minute, come to question number 35. Everyone? Question number 35. Mr. Chaturvedi, having gross total income of rupees 6,35,000 for the year, furnishes the following information. Deposit rupees 50,000 in tax saver deposit in the name of major son in a nationalized bank. You tell me first of all, tax saver deposit means how many years? 5 years. Very good. Then paid rupees 25,000 towards premium of life insurance policy on of his married daughter. Sum assured rupees 2,50,000. The policy was taken on 1,512. So at least till now, point number A and B are in section 80C. C. Contributed rupees 10,000 to Prime Minister's National Relief Fund, section 80. G. Category? Well, 1. Very good. And donated rupees 20,000 to a government recognized institution for scientific research by a check. GG. 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 GGA, no? Done, everyone? Right now. Competition. Total income of Mr. Chaturvedi for PY 1920, AY 2021. Yes. Particulars rupees. We are directly given GTI. Yes, everyone. So gross total income is how much? 6,35,000. Less, what do we say? Chapter 6A, deductions. Okay. Under that, first one, section, very good, 80C. Under that, first one. Tax saver bankruptcy. How much? 50,000. Done. Check section 80C. Not allowed. Yes. Only assessee. Point number 16. So you see here in your section 80C. So you have to be very careful with that also. Who is the beneficiary? Understood, everyone? So it looks like 80C, but only assessee is allowed to take the deduction. Since in name of son cannot claim deduction, okay, important, that was important, so highlight that or star mark it at least, so we'll know what are points to be always be careful about, right? So son, daughter, spouse not allowed. Second one, what do you have? Life insurance policy of married daughter allowed or not allowed? First of all, ATT. Life, no? Life insurance premium for daughter allowed or no? Yes, it is allowed. Correct? Does not matter. Does not matter. One thing is obviously sure that you cannot claim double deduction. Okay? Now, policy issue date was what? Policy issue date 1/5/12, no? What? 1/5/12. That is what? After 1/4/2012. And okay. Therefore, reduction is how much? Or what is the lower of actual premium paid? Actual premium or 10% of sum assured. Yes, everyone. So which is lower? Actual premium paid is how much? 25,000 and 10% of 2,50,000. It comes to same thing actually. But your answer may have been different if you take different percentage. You may think both of them are same. So why will they ask you? It is same. So this we can take 25,000 in the inner column. Yes. Done. Is section 80C over? Yes. Okay. So 80C you can take 25,000. Okay. Done. Second section, what can we take? 80G. No problem. Section 80G we can take simply because it is easy. Under that, what do we say? Contribution to national, no? What it is? PM, National Relief Fund. To Prime Minister National Relief Fund. I am writing it short. Okay. In bracket, you can say 100% without limit. Yes or no? Everyone? So you can directly take in the outer column because there is no other 80G donations or reductions to be taken. How much? 10,000. Everyone? Yes? And lastly, is it allowed 20,000 to government recognized institution for scientific research by a check? It is allowed. The only restrictions are about other than cash. No, or cash is not allowed. Payment is allowed by any other mode other than cash. Which section? GG. payment to scientific research institute. By any mode other than cash, no? How much is the payment and how much the deduction we can claim? Deduction is we can claim entirely 20,000. Yes, everyone? We arrive at net taxable income 5 lakh 80,000. Done? Take one question. During the year, Mr. X makes following payment. During the year, Mr. X makes following payments. Contribution to approved scientific research association rupees 3,000. Second, contribution to National Fund for Rural Development. Do you have volume 1 with you? Okay, good. Contribution to National Fund for Rural Development rupees 5,000. Done. Contribution to Rural Development Fund. Rupees 14,000 in cash. Rupees 14,000 in cash. Next line. Determine taxable income if point number A, he is salaried employee with taxable salary rupees 9 lakhs. He is salaried employee with taxable salary rupees 9 lakhs. And point number B, he has business income of rupees 9 lakhs without above adjustments. Without above adjustments. Which above adjustments? The payments which he has done. All those payments. Okay. So next line. Actual answers. particulars. So what are the two scenarios? Mr. X is salaried employee, otherwise he has PGBP income. Very good. What are we going to find? What is asked in the question? NTI, net taxable income. So obviously, just give me the deductions amounts first of all. Business income name. Okay. Whatever payment is done, that is what. Huh. Okay. Check PGBP chapter also. Contribution to approved scientific research association. What will happen under salaried employee? For salaried employee, deduction under section 80 GGA. How much? 100% of rupees 3000. Go and find what will happen in PGBP. 150%. Very good. Of rupees 3000 under section 35 1 and the small 2, correct? So that is rupees 4500. Yes, correct? This is mutually exclusive, no? Correct? If you do not have business income, there is no question of deduction of those sections. But and if you have already have business income, then you cannot claim 80 GGA. Second one, contribution to National Fund for Rural Development. Whether it is already covered under 80 GGA. No? It is same. Active, passive. National Fund for Rural Development. Yeah. That's it. So what? But the third one is actually given later on. Correct. Smart. Rural Development Fund. So what? It is okay. Set up and notified under section 35 CCA. So it is same fund. Okay. It is allowed. 80 GGA allowed. 100% of the amount. How much is paid? 5000, no? Under section 80 GG. And what about PGPP? Not allowed. No deduction? Very good. 100% of rupees 5,000 under section 35 CCA. No. One and then small c. Yes. So deduction is also rupees 5,000 here. Correct? Right? And third one, rural development fund, whatever, contribution to rural development fund. In cash. Again, in 35 CCA can be allowed or not? Because 18 GGA says not more than 10,000, correct? In any more other than cash. So 18 GGA for sure is not allowed. Check in 35 CCA. Not given there anything? Oh, so it is a common point. You have to write common. It is same for both of them. Right. Not allowed. Since cash paid exceeds rupees 10,000. That's the in the textbook I don't know, but that is part of 35 CC. How much total deduction for PGBP? 9,500. And over here 8,000. Gross total income was how much now? 9 lakhs. Okay. I'm just writing here now in brackets. Therefore, net taxable income 8,90,500 and 8,91,000. 8,92,000. Done? Yes? Done? Everyone? We'll just make again one more small chart of cash payment limits. Write down quickly. First branch of ATC and all. What are the cash payment limits? There are no cash limits. Therefore, cash payment allowed or not allowed? Cash payment allowed. What is ATT? दवाई, medical, GGB, गधे घोड़े बेचो, गधे घोड़े चराओ. All these ATGGB and ATGGC are your contributions to political parties or electoral trust. What is common in all three? Cash payment not allowed at all. Yes, very good. Cash payment not allowed. And there is only one exception. Which one? Preventive health checkup. Preventive health checkup. Right? ATG. Is there a cash limit? Cash allowed up to be very careful. It doesn't mean if you paid cash in 3,000, 2,000 will be allowed. It is not that, okay? If cash, if you want, you can write on here. That actually is already written in the textbook. If cash paid above rupees 2,000, what will happen? Entire amount is not allowed. Entire amount not allowed. Yes? GGA is a contribution, no? To scientific research and all of that. Funds. How much? Up to 10,000. So where it is completely allowed, where it is completely not allowed, then small amounts allowed. Fine. Mr. Gurnav, aged 42 years, has salary income computed 5.5 lakhs for the year ended. He has earned 14,500 on savings bank account with SBI. Why that SBI is important here? For savings account from SBI. So what? Interest income is taxable, no? Which income it is? Interest on savings bank account. Income is first of all IOS. Which income? Interest income on savings account. That is your IOS, income from other sources. Then, what if instead of SBI we keep their cooperative bank? ATTTA will be as it is. We can take from SBI also or from cooperative bank also. ATTTA is how much allowed? Up to rupees 10,000. Correct? What else? Any third option? If you keep it as post office, what will happen? Even post office is allowed under section ATTTA. Yes? SBI is allowed. It is a regular bank, nationalized bank. Regular bank it is obviously. Savings 3 are allowed. Banking company, cooperative or post office for ATTTA. When do you use ATTTA? For less than 60 years of age. Some important point you are missing there. Well, it depends on the type of the bank. The person, the person who is giving you savings account interest. Something you are missing. How much? 10,500. Yes, 3,500. So first, very important, you have to give effect of section 1032. No, 32 was clubbing. 10, 15 or 25? 10, 15. In iOS, somewhere you had seen that. In case of single account, 3,500. It is not there. In this case, it is not. I'm saying why it is important. Here, SBI or post office, that will make a difference in the calculation. That's what I'm saying. Right now, it is SBI. Okay. If it is post office, then we have to first take exemption of section 1050. How much it is? 3,500 or 7,000. Okay. Compute income of the assessee. What else have they given? Life insurance premium paid to this company in cash 25,000 for insurance of his insurance of life of his dependent parents. ATC not allowed. Cash is allowed, but ATC yes, just now you have done. The insurance policy was taken in 15/7/14, sum assured so and so, and all of that. Okay. Life insurance premium 25,000 for insurance of life of his major son, who is not dependent on him. We have seen that in ATC dependency is not relevant. Sum assured is given, policy date is given. Life insurance again paid by check for his own life. Again, policy date is given and sum assured is given. First three are in section 80C, you have to check. Premium for 22,000 paid by check for health insurance of self and wife, that is 80D. Within limit, 1,500 paid in cash. 1,500 paid in cash for health checkup and 4,500 paid in check for health checkup of his parents who are senior citizens. Okay. Both are allowed, but not fully. Yeah, that's some limit of 5,000 you have to maintain. That we will see. Good. And then what do we have? Paid interest of 6,500 for education, that is the section 80E, and 15,000 donate in cash to an institution approved for purpose 80G for promoting family planning. Your category 3 or 4, whatever it is, promoting family planning. 3 is there. I think 3 is for government and non-government is 4. Something is there. But here important is it is paid in cash, completely not allowed. Yes, everyone? Approved or category 4 has by local body something. Category 3 is for CG or something. That is the difference. For category 3 and 4 for family planning. Okay? So come back, competition of. Gurna for PY 1920 AY 2021 particulars rupees. First income we have income from salaries. Computed is how much? 5,50,000. Any other head of income? Yes, income from other sources. Under that, savings, bank account, interest. And then we can take directly outer column. How much? 14,500. Correct? What do we arrive at? No other income, no? Gross total income 5,64,500. Right? Less. Chapter 6A, deduction. Under that, first one, do we have section 80C? Okay. Life insurance premium. Now, under that, we have 3-4 categories. First, for father, yes or no? For dependent parents, okay. Allowed or not allowed, first of all? 80C is only for nuclear, small family, self, spouse, and children. So here also in bracket you can just say not allowed. That's it. And in the column dash. Right? B for spouse or who? Son. Okay. For major, son. Major, minor doesn't matter. As well as dependent or independent doesn't matter. I'll just write it over here in bracket. Now we know the policy date. Check. For son, 30th 3/2012. Before 1/4/2012, that is 20%. So actually paid is how much? 25,000 or 20% of 1,75,000, whichever is lower. So it becomes 25,000 or 35,000. So we'll allow 25,000. Yes, everyone? This 20% is important. If you want, you can write since before what? 1/4/2012. That's why they are giving a kind of very closer date. You have to understand that carefully. It can be at times exactly 1/4/12 also. Correct. That's what. Third one, self and spouse or just self. Whatever, doesn't matter. Self. Again, in bracket we'll say policy is taken when 8, 9, 14. That is after. It is actually all after 1/4/2012. So what is the category? 10%. How much has he actually paid? 22,500. Okay. Or in bracket 10% off 2 lakhs. Okay. Good. So whichever is lower. So lower of 22,500 or 20,000. I know. That is what I can expect from it, right? Done? Under 80C is done? Okay. Do we have entirely anything else under 80C? Do we have anything else in 80C or CCD and all of that? So right now of 80C we can take an outer column. How much it is check? 45,000. Right, no? Second section. 80D. Under that, hey, health insurance premium for self and spouse. How much? 22,000. Okay, that is allowed. It is by check. Yes or no? allowed since paid by check. Yes. Okay. Second in that, preventive health checkup. Yes, everyone. How much? For self, 1,500. 1,500. And third, preventive health checkup. What happened? Now, over obviously in bracket here, what will you say? 5,000 is the sublimit, no? Minus what you have already availed, that is 3,500. Correct? What is the total payment done for the purpose of balance? 4,500. So we'll take here 3,000. Yes? 3,500, correct. Hmm. 2. How about this? How much total? 27? Done? Next one. Section 80 E. Only one loan, no? Interest on educational loan. For daughter, correct? Directly outer column how much? 6,500. Yes? And do we have one more? Point number 4 just to mention. Section 80 G. Since paid in cash, how much? Exceeding rupees? 2,000. Since paid in cash exceeding rupees 2,000. Entire amount is net taxable income 4,86,000. Question 17. 1 7. Mr. A has commenced the business of manufacture of computers. Underline the word computers. Why important? Not apparel, footwear, correct. Leather. On 1 4, you can take current. He employed 350 new. Satya, read the question. Break now. Go up directly to the table. Okay. So this question is about which deduction section? ATJJAA. Okay. To whom it is applicable? To whom 44AB is applicable. That means turnover is either exceeding 1 crore or 50 lakhs. How much is this turnover during the year? 2.16 crores. So therefore, obviously, 44AB tax rate was applicable. Therefore, 80JJAA deduction he can claim. Yes, can claim. Okay. Okay. Then we can take what as reduction? 30% of additional employee cost as deduction. Then what is additional employees? Those employees which do not fall under exception. Those employees which are not under exceptions. Only they are new employees. What are the exceptions? That means they are not counted towards new employees. Those employees who have salary more than rupees 25,000 per month. Yes. Then the entire contribution of funds is paid by central government. 240 days or 150 days at least they should be there in the company. That is, does not participate in recognized provident fund, they will also not be included. Yes or no? Fine. So check. What are they saying in the question? The regular employees participate in the recognized provident fund, so we will count regular or not count. We will count regular in new employees. In new employees, we will count your recognized provident fund employees. Casual employees, the meaning, the word itself is casual, they are not regular maybe. And they do not participate in recognized provident fund, so they will not be counted towards new employees. That is okay, point number one. And secondly, we will check what the date of joining. Why it is important? Date of employment. The number of days they are with the company in that PY. Understood? Thirdly, we will check. Yes, emoluments, total emoluments paid. So 25,500, those people are gone. Which one are they? Second and third. As it is casual, we are not considering because not part of recognized provident fund. Understood? Okay. Then whatever is the cost of eligible employees for the year of that into 30% is the amount of deduction. Understood? Right now. Case 1. If Mr. A, so again it will be again something important, 80JJAA can be claimed by any type of assessing, even an individual. Yes or no? So where was the restriction of type of assessing? Very good. ABC had only individual and HUL. Very good. Case 1. If Mr. A is in which business? Yes. Computer. Right now. Mr. A is eligible for deduction in section 80 JJAA since he is subject to what? Tax audit under section. Very good. Since is what? turnover exceeds rupees. Now why will you write 50 lakhs? So 50 lakhs is for profession, no? Correct? He is in manufacturing at his business, so therefore 1 crore limit will be applicable, no? Shh. Shut up. Next point. Additional employees not considered under that. Not participating in. Are you following or no? Those employees which we have to ignore. Those new employees which we have to ignore. Those who are not participating in recognized provident fund. Very good. Right? Done? Then from the given cases, total emoluments, it is exceeds or not less than. Check the wordings. I want the wordings. Exceeds लिखा है जुजुबा. What is जुजुबा? Are more than exceeds rupees 25,000 per month. Fine. And third, number of days employed less than 240 oblique 150 days. That 150 we'll use in case number 2, no? That's why. 150 days in PY or during the year. That is it. Any other reason to exclude in the given case question? Okay. Done. Next one. Number of additional employees. Number of additional employees. Particulars and number, right? Okay, not rupees obviously. Particulars and number. Right? Now there are obviously 2 ways to approach. We will just add those employees which are eligible, but that will not give you can say a perfect answer or you can say a wholesome answer. Instead, take all the employees and then reduce whichever you are excluding as per the reasons we have stated here. Yes. So total number of new workmen. Tell me. They have given in the question, no? Workmen or workers, whatever wording they are used, workers or employees. 350? Okay. Now less employees not participating in recognized provident fund are which employees? Yes, are very casual, correct. Are casual employees, yes. Can you give me figures of the casual employee? 50. Directly 50, I thought there were many, so nothing to be done over there. Okay. Less employees having your this emoluments exceeding 25,000. rupees 25,000 per month. Obviously, one category we have already eroded or taken away, casual one. So only one category remains, which is 26,000 earning people. They are how many? They are 125 in number. So in the question also you can say cross mark, so that in the later calculation you know which one to focus upon. Less number of days employed, less than how many days? 240. No, so right now 240 days. For case 1 you have to see this, no? Okay. Now who remains for your sake of calculation? Yes, the first category and the fourth category. Check, we want 240. From the looks of it, the first category is employed on 1st April and the fourth category was employed on 1st September. 1st April means they have worked for entire 365 days. And now April, sorry not April, September. 1st September means one half year and 1 month. Not 7 months. How can you 7 months? 7, no? So how much is that? Okay. 7 months. 6 and 1 month. Correct. Half year and 1 month. 7 months. Correct. Yes. From 7 months is just 210 days. You can say when on an average. So they will be set. They will be for sure. They will be removed from that category. Understood here? Employees hired on 1/9/2019, isn't it? How many? 100 employees. So is there any other reason to remove category number 1? No. So they will remain under 75. The number should come to 75. Eligible employees are 75. Correct? Done? That was a point number 3. Point number 4. Total additional cost. First of all, that is how much? That you have to arrive at. Yes or no? Equals to 75 numbers of employee into rupees. How much per month salary they have? 24,000 per month. Into, we will obviously assume that they have worked till 31st March. When they were hired, that is important. No? So they were hired on 1st April. So in that 12 months. Per day. Next one. That is the cost. So what is the deduction? 30%. Good. Under section 80 JJAA equals to 30% of rupees 2 crore 16 lakhs. Good. 64 lakh 80,000. 80, no? Done? Case 2. Everyone? The first one is done, no? Everyone? 64 lakh 80,000. Case 2. If Mr. A is engaged in this business. Manufacturing, footwear. What is the only different condition over here? Therefore, number of days employed is less than how much? 150 days. Criteria. Okay. Can you give me eligible number of employees? 170. 150 means how many months? 5 months. Correct, no? And those employees joining on 1st September, you just now said they are 7 months. So they are eligible. They are hired for at least 150 days, even they are satisfying the criteria. Good. Number of additional employees. One crore. Total cost. First of all, total additional cost. The earlier cost was other the same, correct? If you still want to show, you can still show. 75 numbers into 24,000 per month into, but they were hired for entire, or they were there for entire 12 months, correct? Plus 100 numbers of employees, they are being paid. Also 24,000? Yes or no? Per month. But importantly, 7 months, no? Yes, everyone? Yes. They are hired from 1st September, that's why obviously 7 months. This amount is rupees? 3 crore 84. Okay. 3 crore 84 lakhs, correct? Therefore, deduction under section 18 JJAA is 30% into B's 3 crore 48 lakhs, 3 crore 84 lakhs is rupees 1 crore 15 lakh 20,000. Yes? Only small question, not given question, just small concept you have to see. This is done, everyone? Last two sections. Check. QQB and RRB. Q for kitab. Check. Deduction in respect of royalty income of author, and RRB is your royalty for patents. Okay. The deduction is available. Now again another question. Both these sections deductions are based on income or expenditure. Again both are based on income. Okay. The deduction is available to resident individual who is an author or a joint author. Deduction under section QQP, rupees 3 lakhs or income from royalty, whichever is lower. So ceiling limit or maximum deduction you can claim is 3 lakhs. If the royalty is not a lump sum consideration, is not means what? Parts you will get. Usually it is your again saving basis. Deduction shall be allowed only up to 15% of the value of such books sold. So whatever it depends on this agreement depends on who author and the publishing house. So whatever is the rate of royalty decided between publishing house and author, author can claim how much? 15% deduction of what amount? Of such books sold. Only 15% of the value of such books sold. Value of the book sold. Okay, the selling price of the book. Books shall not include small things which are not actually books. We don't call them as authors for them. Brochures, commentaries, diaries, guides, it is diaries only. Journals, magazines, newspapers, pamphlets, textbooks for schools, and tracts. Again, some of the thing is similar, but again highlighted because again, what is part of it and what is not part of it, you have to be always careful. So which is not your regular books, they have excluded from the definition of books. That means even if by chance you are earning any income from these as royalty income, they will not be eligible under section QQB. RRB, deduction of respect of royalty on patents. Patents you understand again, intellectual property. The deduction is available to a resident individual who is a patentee. That means the person who is owning the patent. Again 3 lakhs. Both of the figure is 3 lakhs, whichever is lower. Patentee means the person being the true and the first inventor of the invention whose name is entered in the patent register as the patentee. Something again similar, you have like a trademark register, you also have a patent register. In case the patent is subsequently revoked, that means what? Your patent is registered and you claimed, you earn income and you also claim deduction. But patent itself is revoked by the government, or not government but by the court. The deduction to that particular income shall be withdrawn. Assessment may be rectified within a period of 4 years from the date of from the end of the PY in which such order was passed. Something similar we had seen also in CG cases, capital gains. If that interim dividend is reduced, I think in that case within 4 years from the date of or when order is passed, AO has to again recalculate his income. Okay, this is also important. Where the eligible income is earned outside India, that means the books are sold outside India, deduction shall be allowed on so much income earned in foreign exchange, very important, which is brought in India within 6 months from the end of the PY, or with any other extended authority of period which is allowed by RBI. This is usually becomes important that a forex which is earned outside India, it has also to be physically means that actually has to come to India within how much time?
6 months.
6 months from the end of the year in which you have earned or accrued that royalty income. It has to come in actually your bank accounts in India within 6 months. Otherwise, what will happen? We cannot take it as deduction. Understood? Fine?